What if we could actually rewind the universe?
Mm-hmm.
Like not just see, the faint echoes of the Big Bang, but really analyze the very first moments of creation.
Hmm.
Well, guess what? We're about to launch a mission that might just do that. So today we are diving into the SPHEREx mission.
Okay.
That's the spectrophotometer for the history of the universe, Epoch of Reionization, and ICE's Explorer.
Catchy name.
Yeah, it is kitchen.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Right. It's set to launch no earlier than February 27th, 2025, and it's going to create this crazy, comprehensive 3D map of the universe, ever covering something like over 450 million galaxies
Wow.
and 100 million stars, just
Mhm.
right here in the Milky Way.
Yeah, and it's not even just about the number of objects it's observing, right? It's how it's observing them.
Okay.
SPHEREx uses a spectrophotometer, which means it can break down the light from each point in the sky almost like you're reading a fingerprint.
Oh, interesting.
This tells us what each star or galaxy is made of, how far away it is, and even how it's moving.
Okay, so it's like a cosmic census, but instead of like asking questions, it's analyzing light.
Yeah. Exactly.
But why is that so important? I mean, what are we really hoping to learn from this mission?
One of the biggest mysteries SPHEREx might be able to help us solve is this thing called cosmic inflation.
Okay.
That's the idea that right after the Big Bang, the universe expanded insanely fast, like in a fraction of a second.
Yeah, I remember learning about that in school. It's like mind-boggling to even try to imagine.
Yeah.
But haven't we already kind of proven that theory?
We've seen evidence that supports the whole idea of inflation,
Okay.
but there's still so many unanswered questions.
Like what?
For example, we don't know exactly how it happened or what actually drove this crazy expansion.
Right.
SPHEREx is going to help us test different theories
Okay.
by looking for subtle patterns in the distribution of matter across the universe.
Okay, so instead of just seeing that the universe expanded,
Right.
it's going to look for clues about what kind of fuel powered that expansion.
Exactly. And the way it's going to do that is by searching for something called non-Gaussianity.
On what now?
Non-Gaussian.
Okay, you lost me.
Think of it like this. Imagine you bake a cake,
Okay.
and you want to see how evenly you mix the batter.
Okay.
If it's perfectly smooth, that's Gaussian.
Okay.
But if you find like little lumps or air bubbles,
Yeah.
that's non-Gaussian.
Ah, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So SPHEREx is going to see if the universe is a perfectly smooth cake or if there are lumps that hint at how inflation happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And these lumps or deviations from perfect smoothness could tell us whether inflation was just like a simple process or something way more complex,
Okay.
maybe even involving multiple stages.
Wow. So we're talking about like piecing together the very first moments of the universe.
Right.
Like looking for clues at a cosmic crime scene.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
But here's where it gets really interesting for me. SPHEREx isn't just focused on the very beginning.
Right.
It's also going to give us a glimpse into how galaxies formed and evolved
Yeah.
over billions of years.
It's like having a time machine. By observing galaxies at different distances, we're essentially looking at them at different points in their history.
So we're not just getting a snapshot.
Yeah.
We're getting a whole photo album of the universe,
Yeah,
from its baby pictures to its current form.
I love that analogy. That's perfect.
And this is going to help us answer some pretty big questions, like why some galaxies stopped forming new stars.
Yeah.
A process I think you said is called quenching.
Quenching. Yeah.
Or how those early galaxies contributed to reionizing the universe.
Hold on, Reionizing. I need a refresher on that one.
Okay, so imagine the early universe was like a thick fog,
Okay.
so dense that light couldn't travel very far.
Okay.
But as the first stars and galaxies formed, they emitted this intense radiation,
Right.
which started to ionize the hydrogen atoms in that fog.
Essentially burning it away.
So the universe went from being murky and opaque
Yeah.
to clear and transparent.
Like a cosmic light switch just flipped on.
And that's what we call the Epoch of Reionization.
Hey.
Okay, now that makes a lot more sense. But what's so important about understanding this cosmic fog clearing?
It's like a pivotal moment in history of the universe because it marks the transition from a dark and neutral universe to the one we see today.
All right, and starting to see how all these pieces kind of fit together.
Yeah.
We've got this incredible mission that's going to help us understand the very first moments of the universe, how galaxies formed and evolved, and even this critical transition from a foggy universe to a transparent one.
And that's just barely scratching the surface.
Really?
Remember, SPHEREx is also going to be searching for the building blocks of life.
Oh, wow.
It will map the distribution of water, ice, carbon dioxide, methane, and other molecules that are essential for life as we know it.
So it's not just about understanding the universe.
No.
It's about understanding our place within it.
Exactly. SPHEREx could help us answer that age-old question, are we alone in the universe?
Whoa, now that's a question worth pondering.
It really is. The possibility of finding evidence for life, you know, beyond Earth is one of the most exciting aspects of this mission.
Yeah.
But even if SPHEREx doesn't find, like definitive proof of alien life,
Right.
it'll still tell us so much about the conditions that make life possible in the first place.
You know, it's funny. We've been talking about all these huge, mind-blowing concepts like cosmic inflation and galaxy evolution.
Right.
But it's this search for life that really gets me.
Yeah.
It's like all this amazing science, all this technology, all this effort, and it boils down to this one fundamental question.
Yeah. Are we alone?
Exactly.
It speaks to our innate curiosity, like our need to understand our place in the universe.
Yeah.
And SPHEREx, by mapping the distribution of life's building blocks,
Right.
is going to give us a whole new perspective on that question.
So it's not just about finding another planet with water.
Right.
It's about seeing how common those ingredients are.
Exactly.
How often that recipe for life might exist out there.
Exactly. And that has implications for our understanding of how life even began here on Earth.
Oh, wow.
If those building blocks are common, maybe life isn't such a fluke after all.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a natural consequence of the universe's evolution.
Okay. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But let's shift gears for a moment. We've been talking a lot about the big picture,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of curious about the nuts and bolts of the mission itself.
Okay.
How does SPHEREx actually work? I mean, what kind of technology are we talking about?
Well, as we've mentioned, the heart of SPHEREx is its spectrophotometer.
Okay.
It's a remarkably elegant instrument that splits incoming light into its component wavelengths,
Okay.
creating a spectrum, like a rainbow.
Oh, cool.
And this spectrum acts like a fingerprint, revealing the unique signature of the elements and molecules that are present in the light source.
So instead of taking a picture,
Yeah.
it's creating a detailed analysis of the light coming from each object.
Right. It's like a cosmic barcode scanner.
I love that.
Yeah. And by analyzing these spectra, okay.
Scientists can determine a whole range of information about the object,
Like what?
including its chemical composition, its temperature,
Okay.
and even its motion.
Okay. So it's not just about where things are. It's
Yeah.
about what they're made of, how hot they are, and whether they're moving towards us or away from us.
Precisely. And SPHEREx will do this for hundreds of millions of objects,
Wow.
creating a truly comprehensive map of the universe in near-infrared light.
That's incredible. It's like going from a simple map of the continents to a detailed Google Earth view of the entire planet.
Exactly.
But how does SPHEREx manage to cover the entire sky? It's not like it has eyes everywhere.
That's where its clever design comes in.
Okay.
SPHEREx doesn't have to point at specific targets. It spins slowly,
Okay.
scanning the sky in strips as it orbits Earth.
So it's like a cosmic lawnmower, meticulously mapping every inch of the celestial lawn.
I love that analogy.
And over its 2-year mission, it will scan the entire sky multiple times.
Ensuring that we have this complete and detailed view of the universe in near-infrared light.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
Wow, it's mind-boggling to think about the sheer amount of data that SPHEREx is going to collect.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what are we going to do with all that information?
That's the really exciting part.
Okay.
All of that data will be transmitted back to Earth
Okay.
and made publicly available.
Wow.
Scientists from all over the world will have access to it,
That's amazing.
and they'll use it to study everything,
Okay.
from the evolution of galaxies to the formation of stars and planets
Right.
to the distribution of life's building blocks.
It's a gold mine for astronomers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But it's not just for scientists, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned that the data will be publicly available.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the average person?
It means that anyone with an internet connection
Wow.
can explore the universe alongside scientists.
Seriously?
Yeah, you can download the data, create your own maps, and even make your own discoveries.
So you're saying that someone listening to this deep dive right now could potentially discover a new galaxy
It's definitely possible.
or a new star?
Citizen science is playing an increasingly important role in astronomy these days.
Wow.
And with SPHEREx, the potential for discovery is just enormous.
Yeah.
Imagine you could be the first person to lay eyes on a galaxy that's been hidden from view for billions of years.
Okay, that's officially blown my mind.
Sure.
I never thought I'd be saying this, but I think I need to brush up on my astronomy skills.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff.
But before we get lost in all the data, I want to bring it back to the mission itself.
Okay.
We know it's scheduled to launch pretty soon,
Mm-hmm.
but can you give us some more details about the launch and what happens after SPHEREx reaches orbit?
Of course, SPHEREx is set to launch no earlier than February 27th, 2025 from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California.
Okay, mark your calendars, folks. February 27th, 2025,
Hmm.
the day we launch a cosmic refrigerator into space to map the
I just
universe.
love that description.
Yeah.
And once in orbit, SPHEREx will undergo a series of tests and calibrations. Okay.
Just to make sure that all the systems are functioning properly,
Okay.
then the real work begins.
So what's the first thing SPHEREx is going to do once it's up and running?
It'll begin its systematic scan of the sky,
Okay.
collecting spectra from every point in the celestial sphere. It'll be like a symphony of light with SPHEREx as the conductor, orchestrating this beautiful and complex composition that tells the story of the universe.
Okay. I am officially hooked. But I have to ask, with all this amazing science on the horizon, what are you personally most excited about? What are you hoping SPHEREx will reveal?
For me, it's the potential for unexpected discoveries.
Yeah.
Every time we launch a new telescope, every time we look deeper into the universe, we find something new and unexpected.
Right.
And with SPHEREx, which is going to be mapping the entire sky in such detail,
Right.
the possibilities for discovery are truly limitless.
I love that sense of wonder, that acknowledgement that we don't know everything,
Yeah?
that there's still so much out there to discover.
But I also have to admit, it's a little bit daunting. I mean, where do we even begin to make sense of all this information?
That's where the real fun begins.
Yeah.
The challenge for scientists is going to be to sift through all this data, to find the patterns,
Right.
to connect the dots,
Yeah.
and ultimately piece together a more complete and accurate picture of the universe.
It's like having this giant jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah,
But instead of a picture on the box, we're trying to figure out what the universe itself looks like.
that's a great way to put it. And SPHEREx is giving us a whole bunch of new puzzle pieces.
So where do we go from here? What are the next steps in this cosmic journey of discovery?
Well, the immediate next step is the launch itself.
Of course.
Then once SPHEREx is in orbit and collecting data, the real work begins.
Right.
Scientists will be analyzing the data, writing papers, and sharing their findings with the world.
And it's not just scientists, right? Remember, anyone can access this data.
Exactly.
Anyone can contribute to our understanding of the universe.
This is a mission that belongs to all of us.
That's a beautiful thought and really underscores the power of science to bring people together, to inspire us, to challenge our assumptions, and to ultimately help us understand our place in the universe.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I have one final question. We've talked about the potential for SPHEREx to answer some of the biggest questions in science.
Right.
But beyond the scientific breakthroughs, what do you think is the most profound implication of this mission?
That's a great question. And for me, it comes down to the sense of perspective that SPHEREx offers. By mapping the universe in such detail, by revealing the vastness and complexity of the cosmos,
Yeah.
SPHEREx reminds us of our place in the grand scheme of things.
It's humbling in a way.
It is, but it's also incredibly inspiring
Yep.
to think that we as humans have the capacity to explore the universe, to unravel its mysteries, to understand our place within it. That's a pretty remarkable feat.
It really is. SPHEREx is a testament to the power of human curiosity, our ingenuity, and our desire to understand the world around us. It's a mission that's going to change the way we view the universe and perhaps even ourselves. All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into SPHEREx. And, we've covered a lot of ground already, from cosmic inflation to the search for life's building blocks.
It's really quite amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
But before we wrap things up, I want to kind of dig a little deeper into the mission itself,
Okay.
the people and the technology that make it all possible.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the big picture.
Right.
But the reality is this incredible mission is like a testament to just human ingenuity and collaboration.
Yeah.
Thousands of brilliant minds have come together to make this dream a reality.
It's like we're launching this time machine and a cosmic detective agency all rolled into one.
I know, it's pretty wild.
But how did we actually pull that off? I mean,
Yeah.
what are the key technologies that make SPHEREx so special?
Well, we've talked about its spectrophotometer,
Wow.
which breaks down light like a prism.
Yeah.
But what's remarkable is that it's incredibly efficient and reliable with no moving parts,
Wow.
which is essential for a mission operating in the harsh environment of space.
Right. So simpler is better when you're millions of miles from a repair shop.
Exactly.
But SPHEREx is also remarkably compact, right?
Exactly. It's about the size of a refrigerator, yet it's going to map the entire sky multiple times, gathering data on hundreds of millions of objects.
That's crazy.
It really is a testament to the ingenuity of the engineers who designed and built it.
Okay, so we've got the technology down,
Uh-huh.
but what about the human side of things? I mean, who were the people behind this cosmic masterpiece?
Well, it's a truly global effort.
Wow.
Scientists and engineers from NASA, Caltech, and institutions all over the world have contributed to making SPHEREx a reality.
It's amazing how a project like this can transcend borders, bringing together people from all over the world, united by a shared passion for exploration and discovery.
It truly is a testament to the power of science to unite us.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the people who built it. Once SPHEREx starts sending back data, astronomers, physicists, and even citizen scientists from all walks of life will be able to access and analyze this treasure trove of information.
You know, we've talked a lot about the potential for SPHEREx to answer some of the biggest questions in science. But for me, one of the most profound implications of this mission goes beyond the scientific discoveries.
Yeah,
It's about the sense of perspective it offers.
I agree. By revealing the vastness and complexity of the universe, SPHEREx reminds us of our place within it. It's both humbling and incredibly inspiring.
It makes you realize that our everyday worries, our petty disagreements, they all seem so insignificant when you contemplate the sheer scale and wonder of the cosmos.
Yeah, it puts things in perspective.
It really does.
Yeah.
So SPHEREx is set to launch in February 2025. What are you most excited to see unfold as the mission gets underway?
I'm really eager to see how SPHEREx challenges our current understanding of the universe.
Yeah.
Every time we look deeper into space, we find something that surprises us, something that forces us to rethink our assumptions, and I have a feeling SPHEREx will be no different.
It's that element of the unknown, that possibility of stumbling upon something truly groundbreaking that makes this mission so captivating.
Absolutely.
It's like we're on the verge of a new era of cosmic exploration.
It's an exciting time to be an astronomer.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the best part is this journey of discovery is open to everyone.
Exactly.
With the data publicly available, anyone with an internet connection can participate in this grand adventure.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful reminder that science is for everyone, that the universe is full of wonders waiting to be uncovered. And who knows, maybe one of our listeners will make the next big discovery. So to everyone listening, keep your eyes on the skies, keep asking questions, and never stop exploring.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And there you have it, folks, our deep dive into SPHEREx, a mission that promises to map the universe, explore the origins of life, and rewrite the history of the cosmos. Until next time, keep looking up and keep wondering. This, the Deep Dive signing off.